The Backrooms. You've been here before. Entity number 57. Leech adders. Habitat. Majority. Class. Zoophoid. Image caption. Depiction courtesy of Archivist Stansford. Entity number 57, commonly referred to as leech adders, are venomous, serpent-like entities known for their tendency to establish nests in proximity to human habitations. These clever little beings exhibit a remarkable degree of geographical ubiquity, with their presence spanning across a wide range of levels and environments. Description: Leech adders are translucent, partially invisible creatures, resembling a shifting heat wave in the air when observed from the periphery of one's vision. Their locomotion is reminiscent of the sinus movements of snakes, crossing distance with a mixture of slithers and jumps. They appear to have two mouths, symmetrically positioned on either flank of their bodies, evoking a semblance to leeches. Discerning the front side of an adder is very simple, with the presence of small, bead-like eyes right atop the head. Footnote: see Autonomy of an Addered Leech, an extensive study by Edward Stansford. End footnote. Notably, leech adders carry a curious phenomenon. When staring at it directly, one's vision will be distorted, similar to the fractured perspective seen through peering into a kaleidoscope's eye. Footnote: see E. Stansford's Phenomenon Zero proposal, end footnote. Therefore, it is recommended to don goggles or utilize cameras when interacting with adder dens. No looking apparatus can fully cancel out the effects of the adder's distortion, save for its own adderstone, but some degree of barrier will greatly reduce eye strain. Footnote: see Knots and Shadows, A Beholding of the Unbeholdable, by Edward Stansford. End footnote. Behavior: it is okay to approach a leech adder, as they are not regarded as especially dangerous. Footnote: citation needed. End footnote. The entity is not aggressive and usually bites only when provoked, stepped on, or picked up. Newly hatched adders measure around a finger in length before growing to the size of a human arm as it ages. Depending on the size, leech adders' bites can vary from barely noticeable to severely painful. Footnote: see Mindful Handling, an exploration on proper decorum and defense towards our little overlords by Edward Stansford. End footnote. Commonly found resting in droves, the creatures are fond of curling beneath cracked carpet or fallen leaves on outdoor levels. If disturbed, leech adders will cling onto wanderers like leeches, making them especially difficult to overpower. The suckers are known for being excruciatingly painful to peel off, and a mere dose of the adder's extremely hallucinogenic venom may persist in the system for weeks on end. Therefore, it is crucial to properly engage with these creatures and treat them with the love and dignity they deserve, ensuring that you do not end up a bled-out corpse. Footnote: see My Leech Addictions, Tips on an Undying Relationship with Your Slithery Friend, by Edward Stansford. End footnote. Footnote: Eddie Stop. End footnote. Excerpt: Rain's Guide to Adder Nesting. Part 1. Adder Nests. Image caption: a nest of adder leechettes, freshly hatched. Leech adders typically nest in pieces of piled-up cardboard, discarded blankets, and other similar spaces that provide shelter. They may lay up to thousands of eggs in one sitting. Leech adder eggs are clear cocoons resembling hard roe the size of a marble, before doubling in mass preliminary to hatching. The leechettes will shed their cocoons in waves, with the older hatchlings lingering to defend the remaining eggs. Due to this existing protection mechanism, it is recommended that settlements and shelters regularly check cramped spaces for leech adder eggs and dispose of them swiftly. Part 2. Adder Stones. Image caption: a typical adder stone. At the center of every adder nest lies a clear gelatinous mass, which, over the course of the hatching, eventually hardens into a glassy stone with a hole through its center. These objects, known as adder stones, outshine the most polished jewels when held in sunlight, and possess quite the array of intriguing anomalous properties. By looking through the eye of an adder stone, one can see the true form of certain visual distorting levels, nullifying any and all deception to the eye, including the leech adder's own kaleidoscopic properties. The stones fully solidify and are ready for use by the time the last wave of newborns emerge from their shells. But be warned, for those who take the adder stone will be pursued relentlessly by the adders. End excerpt. Comprehensive introduction to adder nesting by a comparatively sane individual. Footnote. Do you see, Mr. Stansford? That is how it's done. Mushroom emoji. End footnote. Repellents. Burning the wood of live saplings and sprinkling the ashes around common nesting areas seem to repel leech adders. Others have claimed any sort of ash works just fine. Conclusion. Editor note. It is important to the general well-being of your settlement that it be kept adder-free. Failing to rid the space of nests in time will inevitably have severe and undesirable consequences later down the line. Most obviously, they are a clear health and safety hazard, as they tend to chew everywhere. Furthermore, they may attract unwanted presences near your home. You may begin to feel watched, experiencing acute paranoia and the tremor of dreadful premonition crawling down your spine. You may begin to see shifting shadows skirting around the peripheries of your vision, always lurking just close enough to infect the very air with suspicion, yet just far enough as to not risk eye contact. You may begin to double-check, triple-check your locks, wondering if that strange vehicle on the road was always a natural part of the level. You may begin to sense a growing coldness, a chill that has nothing to do with the weather, lingering around the corner. On your driveway, outside the window, you may begin noticing an array of insidious phenomenon penetrating your daily life, making the line between nightmare and reality increasingly blurred. You may even see a weird person bagging leechettes off of your property. Footnote. This is false. End footnote. Footnote. I don't bag them. I perform humane relocations of adders from hostile grounds to safe, expert-designated sanctuaries where they may flourish and thrive in a warm, cardboard home with my ever-present companionship. End footnote. Footnote. Via a bag. Mushroom emoji. End footnote. Footnote. Slander. Who do you think you are? You are defacing my page. End footnote. Footnote. Sir, this is a public database. Mushroom emoji. End footnote. Footnote. Oh, how could you? Dispose of briskly? How could you suggest such a thing? This is murder. You are a murderer. End footnote. Footnote. Ah, my apologies. I believe my wording was dispose of swiftly. Mushroom emoji. End footnote. Footnote. Skies upon skies. Some people have no shame. Go, you stone-hearted heathen. Look my babies in the eye and tell them you wish they were made into dead sushi-me. End footnote. Footnote. You say heathen as if leech adders are your go. Sushi-me is not a thing. In the same vein, leech adders are fatally poisonous predators. If my memory serves me well, they have completely exterminated several settlements in the last 20 days. Mushroom emoji. End footnote. Footnote. They are venomous, you thick-headed imbecile. Have you ever laid eyes on an adder and beheld their beauty? I weep for you, you miserable, miserable soul. Footnote. I beg you all, please stop. I'm just trying to read about snakes. End footnote. Footnote. How I envy people sometimes. This man here is unencumbered by a thought process. Truly a pitiful sight to see. Mushroom emoji. End footnote. Footnote. Why, what was that which you have so quickly ventured to utter in my direction? Allow me to expound upon my qualifications. I hold no less than 3 advanced degrees in the arcane disciplines of philosophy, quantum physics, and ancient Sumerian pottery. In comparison, You are a true obtuse and innocuous coccydynia, wielding layer after layer of fatuous arguments as you perform artless maneuvers behind a silver screen, basking in your digital caverns of secrecy. You may harbor the optimistic belief that the walls of your virtual sanctuary still shields your words. Most unfortunately, this assumption is woefully misguided. Even now, my erudite retinue endeavors to ascertain your online footprints, and your IP address is currently being scrutinized. Allow me to reiterate, you have exactly no clue what you've incurred today, you lonely vacuous-minded bipedal. If only you had the foresight to comprehend the consequences of your imprudent comment would beget, perhaps the keys on your keyboard would have paused in a rare moment of self-reflection. Alas, such hindsight eludes you, and now you shall bend to the reign of our kaleidoscopic overlords, and be the first to fall in the wake of the new era. Make your meager attempt at resistance, and I shall bestow upon you an intellectual thrashing so profound that even the likes of Socrates and Einstein would applaud from their celestial abodes. Fight me, bish. End footnote. Footnote. Staff post. This is an officially issued stop order. Cease and desist. Effective immediately. This is a closed staff post. Please do not reply. End footnote. Footnote. Shame that the little man has fought so diligently, but alas, it appears that thy comeuppance has come at last. Mushroom emoji. End footnote. Footnote. Rain, your account has been suspended from the public database for 6 months. This is a closed staff post. Please do not reply. End footnote. Footnote. Oh, thank God. End footnote. Footnote. Your account has been permanently banned from the public database. What part of do not reply do you fucks not get? Every single fucking day you expect me to take this crap like a minimum wage retail worker stuck in the 5th hour shift. You know what? I fucking hate it here. I hope an asteroid drops on level 11 and detonates the Meg databases. This is a closed staff post. Please do not reply.